Hello, welcome to Botania. This is part 3 now, even though part 1 and 2 were basically the same thing, but part 2 is just a lot better. In this episode, I'm actually going to talk about like a lot of stuff in Botania, and it's going to be much more unstructured. Part 2 is very structured. The problem I find is that if I structure it too much, I often don't get much done, because I want to build almost like a set, and then have a very strict set of things I want to do. So like I say, this is going to be very unstructured. This is actually the Fruit of Grisaia, which is one of the late game when you beat one of the bosses. And it's a soulbound item. Alright, so I'm going to start with I am going to start in a reasonably structured way. So obviously, right, there's a few things that I probably spoke about in the last episode. Pure Daisy and Daybloom. Because things actually tend to go on a bit, right? So I'm pretty sure I mentioned that this thing. So the Pure Daisy, you create it with 4 white mana petals, mystical white petals. You get the Pure Daisy. So yeah, so we can make netherite into cobblestone, soulstone into... So let's try that then. Got a few Pure Daisies, so okay. Alright, well there's nothing there, is there? Well, whatever, right? Ice to packed ice. So yeah, so there's these. So I'm going to be speaking, I guess, about the transmutation side of things at this point, because that seems to be what's. So yeah, so I've spoken about that. Now here's a new addition, the Blaze Light. So smashing a bunch of them together. Okay, so we get loads of blaze rods basically. Let's just do this. I want to actually get some achievements just in case there's I want to get some of the crafting things because I don't really know what sort of registers on this sort of thing. So there's our blaze lamp. So the blaze lamp can also be used to fuel furnaces and other fuel consumers alike. Putting next to Pure Daisy converts it into obsidian. Now we've got a Pure Daisy here. You can see we're getting packed ice here. Which is melting immediately. Great. Not going to want that. Alright, so yeah, so you can see we got some mutations there. We can also fuel furnaces. It looks like quite a useful block then, I guess. This is a new thing now, I believe. Let's just try it. Doesn't look like it's fueling anything. No, it's not in there. This doesn't seem to be changing either. Is it going to change? Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so yeah, so obviously there's things with that. So with the, the Daybloom. So how are we going to set up the mana spreader shit? I think it just happened. There we go. It actually happened there. So yeah, so we can get certain things, right? There's another one. Alright, so yeah, so you can get certain things from the pure daisies. Daybloom, of course, is next, and Daybloom is what we're going to think about now. I didn't spell that correctly, that's why it didn't work. No, it just didn't work for some reason. The search functionality is completely balked, unfortunately. It's a bit of a shame, really, because it would be nice if that actually fucking worked. But it doesn't. Okay, so, yeah. So the Daybloom is a functioning flower. Generating flower, rather. Okay. So, yeah, so this is what I was going to mention. So, yeah, Daybloom and Nightshade are the flowers you actually want. So to get Daybloom, obviously just throw a few petals in there. Well, while we're just throwing my mystical petals into the petal apothecary, I'm not going to show it because there's no point. Oh dear. Alright, and then there's just some bump about that. So, yeah. So you get the Daybloom, right? So the real flowers we want to show at this point, obviously we're going to have the Daybloom. The Nightshade, also I'm going to look at, and just look at how we create that. Because that's useful. Often you find this in the world. This is seen as a drop. This you just dump in the mana pool, right? And the other thing, of course, we'll look at the Endoflame, and I'm also going to want to look at the Gourmaryllis. So these are sort of the flowers that perhaps are interesting at this point. I'll try and look at all of them. We'll see. We'll see how many I look at. I don't really know. Alright, but obviously you need to have the mana stuff first, right? So the point of call for this is obviously we need our Wand of the Forest. I'm pretty sure I made that as well. So you can see if we shift, we can go between bind and function mode there. So what we're going to need, we need to obviously go to, I guess I will use this thing for it. So yeah, so we need the mana pool and the mana spreader. And yeah, so to make a diluted mana pool, we would just get some. Alright, so obviously we need some living rock, some living wood, right? So here's our diluted mana pool. This shit is almost a waste of time at this point. Let me just cut down these trees very, very swiftly if I can. I probably want to cut this one down. This one's a bit annoying as well. Alright, so yeah. So we've got a diluted mana pool. Come on, man. And we're going to try to feed some mana into it. So obviously what we want to do is we want to feed the Dayblooms into it, don't we? So the point of diluted mana pools is purely to get enough mana in it to actually get an actual mana pool. This tree is not fucking off. Fuck off, tree. What have I fucking told you, little cunt? So, yeah. Well, there's one stubborn tree. Yeah. There's some fucking trees that don't fucking listen. But anyway, the point is, right, is that we're going to want to... So, okay, so let's talk about the flowers then. Alright, so, yeah. So as you can see, we drop the diluted mana pool and we get a normal mana pool. So Daybloom, I may have done this. This may have been well, actually, let's just. All right. So obviously we want to go to generating flora here. So okay. So the Daybloom, right? They can see what sunlight. Have we got enough? Yeah, we've got enough space. Alright, so obviously they have to go like this, and generally the way you would do it, right, you do something like this, and then you would... But they don't really seem linked, do they? So we can see what they've got in them, and they've got a decent amount. But we kind of want to bind them over. I'm not sure they're really getting any. Alright, Nightshade then. So how do we get the Nightshade, I wonder? So yeah, a fairly simple thing for the Nightshade as well. So yeah, obviously I'm just changing it to daytime. I may not though. I may not bother doing that. You can see they're not actually working, but if I turn it to nighttime, basically the opposite shit is going to happen. Right? Alright, so we need to just check on the Wand of the Forest to work out how we're actually going to connect these up. We're going to need a mana spreader, I guess. Alright, so it automatically gets filled by the generating flowers, right? And that's just the wood and the gold. Alright. So you make the basic one, this one, right? And that's just wood and gold. Do we need to do that? Probably not. Alright, so now it's getting some stuff. It's just putting it straight in from there. But basically it's not getting much. Then you also have the Manor Tablet, and that's basically if you need to have items in your hotbar that drain shit. So we're going to need a Mana Diamond for that, so we just need an Ender Pearl in there. Alright, but basically, right, so there's other things that we can use. The Gourmaryllis, let's try that one out. So that should be a generating one as well. Alright, there's some crap here. Alright, well, you know, I guess not crap because people do, you know, people put a lot of effort into this shit. Alright, so we put some of those down there and we'll feed it some nice, an Endoflame, of course, is, it likes a bit of, coal. So we'll just, so we'll start feeding time. So we've got some steak. I wonder why you feed that fucking apple. Steak and a block of coal would be a good thing. So we'll give this a block of coal. Give this one a block of coal. And this Gourmaryllis. Nom nom nom. That's some. See, it only seemed to work when I threw the first one in there. Now you can actually see it's actually working much better, right? Probably the Endoflame is doing most of the work. So yeah, let's just look at how we actually got to this point. So the Gourmaryllis thing. Oh yeah, that actually does need runes, right? Alright, so say you built up mana like I have here, right? Now what you'd actually have to do is you'd have to just put the Daybloom and the Nightshades and then just wait a fucking long time. Because you see, this is just a diluted mana pool, so even though it looks pretty full, it's not that great. So what you would do then, yeah, is you would make a second diluted mana pool, and you would just chuck it in. And that will give you an actual mana pool. Because you see, this mana pool I've got here, I mean, it looks alright, but it's actually pretty shit, right? So if we've got the Mana Tablet, because now we need to make all the runes, right? And then we need to work on, like, you know, the Elven Portal and the agglomeration shit. The Sojourners Sash, Pyroclast Pendant. So how do we get to the Sojourners Sash? This is obviously an early thing that we put in the belt slot. So we're going to need these runes, right? And if we look at the runes, it basically says we need a Runic Altar, yeah? So how do we get the Runic Altar? Alright, Mana Pearl. And Mana Pearl, of course, is an Ender Pearl in here. Now, does an Ender Pearl go in a diluted one? That is an interesting question, because normally the way you do it is you just... You can see basically the Ender Pearl is a big cross next to it. That means I can't fucking do it. And that's because this Mana Pool is too shit. Therefore, we need to get a better one. And I've already got the better one, as you can see. This I got it just by throwing in another diluted one that you make with the old stuff from here. This, I don't know why that doesn't fucking work. Alright, and also what you need to do is make a mana tablet. So like I say, so if there's things that you've got, right, that need mana constantly on your person, you've got it. Alright, so you should be able to see now. This, I mean, it's not filling up that fast. So maybe another Endoflame or two. But like I say, the problem is, right, is that because this is like you're supposed to do it over a series of time. That's why it appears so slow. You know, there's probably actually no real point even having these things here. These are just shit. I may as well just replace them all with Endoflames. It'll be much faster. And then I'll just wait for... I wonder what the rules are for the Endoflame then. Maybe I can't place them like that. So the Entropinium, you can get that, and that's a blast one. And then the ones in... So in that rainstorm there, I could have put Hydroangea. So I could do that, couldn't I, actually? So I want a 3x3 in here. It's not going to be enough. Alright, so you can imagine what the recipe would be for that. It's just going to be a decent amount of mana. I'm not trying to guess the order here. So we'll do it in that way then. So we need 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then we want the water to be, what was the picture look like? Yeah, so we have blocks in the middle here. like this, I believe. And then all source. So I may be in range. Hopefully I am. I'm not sure what it says about the range. There is, I think, a way to actually check the range. It's probably a piece of armor though. Because it's not really filling up that much, which is a bit annoying. I would hope for more than that. It's got some. I mean, that will be enough for an ender pearl. You see this? You see, yeah. See, I mean, you can see how much the diluted mana pool in it right now. So you can see the throughput is not that high, right? Even at the most, it's only getting to about a quarter. So this is basically a quarter. But certainly the Endoflames do give it a bit of a kickstart. I don't think that. So the what was the recipe for those? So the Hydroangea is actually very easy to make. Very easy to make those. They're actually an earlier one. And there are these. There's all these rules for it and stuff. What's this? The Rune of Gluttony. I haven't actually seen that one. Some Manor Diamonds. This one's probably quite good. Let's try this one then with a Munchdew. So I'm not actually going to try the. I believe Rosa Arcana is pretty good as well. Nom 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 nom. Alright, so this is going to eat any trees. Is it going to eat these trees? Let's just try one of them. Oh yeah, it does. It just munches them up. Is that all it could do? The range must be really short on it. Not getting a huge amount. Give our Gourmaryllis a bit more of a munch. I don't know why, but they all seem to disappear. They must be doing them one by one, but I'm not quite sure exactly what's going on there. Alright, so there's the Munchdew. I may not go through the whole lot. This one, though, the problem with the Elven Portal ones, you see, we need pixie dust. And pixie dust is something you only actually get after the Elven Portal. So I guess I won't do. I'll try to avoid the Elven. I mean, I don't know why I got the book with the Elven Portal in it, but oh well. So yeah, oh yeah, like I was saying, right, the Runic Altar. So it would actually make sense if I show how to actually make those things, because they're obviously what you need. So yeah, so what you might want to do, right, is if you want to actually do something in the Runic Altar, then you need to actually get the mana spreader to turn this way. So you basically bind it from here to here, that sort of thing. What was I talking about? What does this one do? Ah. This basically, you have to be in a swamp for this. Yeah, so I won't be able to show that one, but like I say, to be honest, I was pretty sure I wasn't going to be able to show everything in this mod anyway, so, you know, it's not like the first time. Oh yeah, the Black Lotus, this is something you get from chests. For instance, if I want to just top up this thing, if I just spam these in here, put a stack in, that's given me quite a lot more mana, hasn't it? Yeah, oh shit. That gave me loads. So yeah, that's just a quick way just to put a load of mana in the mana pool. Oh yeah. Then there's also the tablet, yeah? Alright, you know what? I think this is going to do it for this episode. We started building out the mana. So we're going to have to... I'm going to have to keep doing more episodes, I think. So, thanks for watching.